Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about a new meta that I'm kind of seeing in Pokemon investing, and it has to do with new sets coming out and the popular Pokemon inside of those sets, like the evolutions from Prismatic Evolutions, how people are going back to older sets, older generations, and buying out the same Pokemons. And obviously, this has been going on for years. It's not a new thing, but it does seem like it's more prevalent now than it has ever been, and I think that's going to continue. And we are seeing a trend, right, with Prismatic Journey Together, and then future sets coming out, and we'll talk about all that in this video. So, starting off with Prismatic, we all know the Umbreon, Sylveon up top, Leafeon, Espeon, all those cards are doing really well. You can see the Gardav War and Sylveon GX from Unbroken Bonds. This was a $250 card mid-December. It's now selling in that $320 range, $325. You do have a couple sales, kind of bonkers, $499 as well, but I'd say it's probably closer to that 325 mark. Still a really decent move from 250 in a month's time. The Umbreon GX from Hidden Fates as well. This was a $155 card in the middle of December. It's now selling $250, $195, $225, so probably in that 220-ish range, 225 range right now. Again, a really solid move up, 50%, something like that approximately. And then finally, the Trainer Gallery cards from Brilliant Stars, the Umbreon VMAX and V, the Sylveon VMAX and V. As you can see over the past 3 months, all of these cards are up well over 100%. And it makes sense, right? Like, if you're getting into Pokemon collecting and you want to buy an Umbreon or a Sylveon, you're probably not going to be able to afford a $1,500 card. Even a $550 card is going to be very expensive for a lot of people. So if you can buy one with still a decent artwork for, in that $35 to $55 range, it kind of makes sense, right? And a lot of people probably bought these out as part of the hype of the new set, and they're getting on that trend. So it's not surprising to see these blow up in price, and we're going to see the same trend happening with these future sets. So Journey Together, trainer Pokemon are returning. You're going to see Lily and N both in this set, very popular trainer cards. And if you go back and look at some of their older cards with Pokemon in it as well, like Solgaleo and Lunala, this is the GX tag team card from Cosmic Eclipse. Mid-December, this is a $130 card. It's now selling in that $230 to $250 range as a near mint holofoil. There are a couple lower sales, but probably averages out around $220, which again, you're 70-80% return in the past month on that card. The N card with Reshiram and Zekrom. This is a tag team from Cosmic Eclipse as well. This is even crazier. Actually late December, early January, there's a $120 USD card near mint. It's now selling for around $250. You do have a sale here at $143. That's kind of an outlier, $275, $225. So it probably averages out around that $225 to $250 mark, which again is close to 100% return in the past month on this card. So keep an eye out on those, and especially this card, which we'll talk about here in a second. Team Rocket next up. We know that this is more than likely going to be, SV10. We don't know the name of the set, but it's going to feature the glory of Team Rocket, which comes out on the 18th in Japan, 18th of April. And it's going to have the Rocket's Mewtwo EX. And one of the most famous cards from Sun and Moon era, the Mewtwo GX from Shining Legends. This card has just exploded in growth. But if you look at around late December, it was $188, $185 in that range. It's now selling $390, $440, $440, $400. So more than 100% gain in a month's time on this Mewtwo GX card. Another really banger one is the Gengar Mimikyu GX from Team Up. Obviously, Mimikyu is part of Team Rocket. Gengar is just a super popular Pokemon. Mid-December, this was what, 366, 365 in that range. Now selling 970 raw, 640, 600, 650. So it probably averages out to around that 650 price point, which again, not a full double up for this card, but going somewhere from around 365 to 650 is crazy growth in a month for a card of this caliber. And then finally, Jesse and James Fuller from Hidden Fates. We've all seen this card. It went from like $20 up to around $70. It's now selling in that $65 range. $60, maybe even a couple sales. People are probably dumping this card or just taking profits on it at this point. I don't blame people. If you make 300% on a card in a month, I'd probably want to sell it too. So that's kind of some examples of what we're already seeing with Prismatic, Journey Together, which hasn't even come out yet, and then Team Rocket set, which we don't even know the name of, and we kind of suspect it's going to be SV10, but we're not positive yet on everything and what's going to be inside of it. But we're already seeing some Mewtwo cards pop off, and I think with the announcement of the black and white specialty sets coming out July 18th here in the English world, some Zekrom and Reshiram cards could continue to blow up, and that's why I think it's smart to keep an eye on this Reshiram and Zekrom GX card from Cosmic Eclipse. I think it could probably even go higher. I love the artwork, but we should just be keeping an eye out for some of these Unova Pokemon going forward, because I think a lot of them, especially once we get the announcement of what some of the cards in those sets are going to be and we know more about it. So maybe in like late May, middle of June, somewhere around then, we are going to start seeing a move on some of these cards from that era. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. I know it's a bit shorter. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about this, if you're hopping on some of these trends. I'm personally not. I just don't feel too comfortable yet doing this sort of thing, but it is a trend I'm noticing, and I'm sure a lot of people are hopping on this and making really solid money, especially with things like the Mewtwo GX from Shining Legends or this Reshiram and Zekrom GX card. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.